Alrighty guys, Mastermind 95 here, and today I'm going to be doing a vlog. It's going to be slightly different than a normal vlog because I am actually going to tell you a couple different stories. If you enjoy and would like to hear more, please don't hesitate to drop a like and subscribe to let me know. So for today, it's going to be stories to where I survived really really bad, or not necessarily bad, but situations that could have ended badly. Alright, so the first one. As a kid, I was around 9 years old, give or take. Went to my great aunt's house to spend time with my cousins. I had three cousins of varying ages. So, me, my brother, and my cousin were on a four wheeler, an ATV, and we're just driving through the woods, just trucking along, trucking along. At one point in time, when we're in the woods, my cousin hits a tree. Just dead on. Here's the wheels. Here's the middle of it. Just hits the tree dead on. And then he just goes vertical. Boom. Goes straight up the tree. I'm on the back. My cousin's in the front driving, and my brother's in the middle. My brother, for reference, is 3 years older than me. And then my cousin was about 4 years older than him, give or take. So he's about 7 years older than me. And we hit it. Four-wheeler goes vertical. Everyone falls off. I'm on the back, so I kind of get flattened. And when I was that age, I was super, super tiny. So two people just dogpiled right on top of me. And then they roll away because that thing is still standing straight up and can fall at any moment. I got the wind knocked out of me. I'm delirious because I just got smushed. And I am terrified because I'm just staring at this 18-wheeler that's just up there, just waiting for it to fall on me. It felt like several minutes. It felt like just minutes and minutes and minutes just went through. And this ATV is probably like 400 pounds because it was a pretty big ATV. I mean, it could have been more. So I'm just waiting for it to fall. And then they kind of just look at me. They both just look at each other and look at me because they're just on opposite sides. They're like, doop, doop. And then I don't remember who did it, but they dragged me away. They dragged me away from it. We get the ATV back down, and then we take it back to the house. I don't think we ever even talked about it. They just said, hey, you probably should roll away. And I'm like, you're probably right. And then we just go back to the house, and then boom. That ended that. And then story number 2. This is a couple years later. I believe I could be around 13, not exactly sure. Was walking home. Was walking after school, around, just walking around, and we went like all over the place too. We're just going back and forth. So me and this dude, cause here's our school, and then here's a street going down, and then there's another street here, and we are on that street on this side of it, the furthest away from the school, and the McDonald's is on this side. So we are just walking across the street. We look to the left. Well, we look to the left, look to the right. We don't see a single car. Don't see a single car. No cars there. Lights red down there, whatever it is, right? So we're just looking. All right, cool. Let's go. We start walking. Then we hear just a bus horn, just one, loud as can be. I look to my right. He looks to the right. We see just a big public bus just barreling down the road. Must be going about 45 miles an hour, which is about the speed limit. He could have been going faster. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how fast he was going. But he's just barreling down the road. And I look, like, I do a quick, like, oh no. And me and him, we bolted as fast as we can. If one of us would have slipped or fell, we would have been ran over in an instant. We get across the street, confused, like relief, confused, and scared, all in one moment. Because we didn't see that bus. We did not see that bus. And it was crazy because we're just like, what happened? Like, where did that bus come from, right? Because it wasn't there. And then relief, obviously, because we didn't get ran over, because that would have sucked. And then fear, because it was just like, like that moment after your heart's pumping from adrenaline. You're just like boom, 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 and it finally starts slowing down, and you're just like freaking out. And then we go about our day, and then it was just like, I don't think we ever really talked about it too much. We're just like, God damn, I didn't see that thing there, and then just moved along. And then the final story, story number 3. So this is around the same time as that. I don't know exactly when I was, whether it was middle school, still in middle school, or like early high school. But I knew I hadn't hit my like full growth spurt yet, because my last growth spurt I gained 40 pounds, mostly muscle, and I gained like a foot. I shot up like a foot. So anyways, so we're at the beach. Me and my childhood best friend. We're at the beach, and then growing up, not sure if you heard this. I'm sure you have. If you're in the beach, if you've ever gone to the beach, you know this. Do not go out too far. Don't go out too far. Like, just don't do it. It's not safe. You will get dragged in. Always, like, that's biggest thing. And so we didn't realize how far we were, because we're just having fun, messing around, like horse playing. We're two little boys in the beach, in the ocean, just swimming around, like fooling around. We weren't planning on going so far, but because the current, the undercurrent, kept like kind of like pulling us slowly away. That like, because I'm not sure if you've ever been in like the ocean for a long period of time, but if you're in there, you kind of start going with the current. You kind of start moving with the current. So we started moving just back into the ocean, and I look, and I was like, oh, we're pretty far. We should probably go back in. So we try to go back in, but we're so far now that at this point in time, our feet aren't even touching the ground. Our feet are above the ground, because mind you, this is before we hit like a growth spurt. So we're kind of short. So we weren't like super far out, but far enough that with our height at that time, we were getting dragged further and further in the ocean. So I look over to my friend, and he's panicking. And he's just like, oh God, what do we do? And he's just like barely struggling to get his head above water, and he's freaking out. And so before I let fear take me and let us just go into the water and never to be seen again, for all I know, just get dragged into the ocean, I grab him, and with every ounce of strength and adrenaline I had at that time, somehow managed to drag us about, we're like 100 feet, give or take. Swam about 100 feet with him on my arm, just swimming back to shore. I was freaking out, but adrenaline was like, when you hit adrenaline and you focus and you just don't let anything else affect you, and you're just going. Well, that's what happened. So we're just going, swimming back to shore, and we made it there safely. And like, I look back at it now, and I'm just like, wow, if I would not have made that split second decision to be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna save us, then we could very well not be alive right now. It's just crazy to think about. And I don't even think that we ended up telling his mom, who we were there with, what happened, because she was laying down, she was getting some sun, and she was getting a tan. You know how parents are. I mean, my parents and his parents, and then like other people's parents that I all know, they never get in the water. They get in the water for like 5 minutes, and then they sit in the sun and they relax. Looking at that now, I'd probably do the same thing. Not gonna lie. But so like, she didn't even know what was going on. She didn't even know that we're missing. Because we weren't in the water that long before we got dragged. So that just goes to show you just how strong that current is, especially when you're not paying attention to it and you're not like focused on staying a certain distance in. So it's just a reminder that anything can happen at any time. If you're not paying attention, something bad could happen. That goes for all three of those stories. Cousin blinked for a second. Boom, went vertical in the tree. We apparently just didn't pay enough attention. Boom, bus coming barreling down the road. Me and my friend didn't realize how far away we were from the water, from the shore. Almost got swept away. So just those are times that I was incredibly lucky, and that it was super crazy about what happened. And so that's it for the stories. If you enjoyed, please let me know. Don't hesitate to drop a like and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you want, I was thinking about next time doing another set of stories, doing another 3 stories, but having it set like on a different topic. If you would like to see that happen, please do not hesitate to let me know. Other than that, I hope you have a great day, and this is Mastermind, like I said. Y'all have a good one.